Hi, what's up? If you're new, I'm Jessica, ⴛAngel 111. I'm going to hop in and deliver a collective reading. So remember to only take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else as it may be for them. And let me hop right in. Wow, okay. Overall, first energy, you are a legend. And those two just fell spying, and they never expected it to be you. So there could be people from your past or around you right now that are watching you enter your winning season. And these same people could have doubted you, doubted who you were going to be. You could have said years ago you were going to be someone successful one day, and people could have doubted you based on who they thought you were. Sometimes God hides everything about you to the wrong people. It's like, you know when there's certain people you know you can't just open up and be yourself with, but then with others, you could be your outgoing, bubbly self? This is what it is. Look at that. The love they showed you was fake. So maybe you picked up in the past that certain people around you weren't real with you. They really weren't for you. And you could have hid the best parts of yourself from those people. Like they say, you never show everyone your action or your plans. You do it through your actions. So they never expected it to be you. You're becoming a legend in the making, okay? Whatever this is you're doing in your life, keep going, because you're doing big things and no one ever expected it to be you. Your karmic family and a group of old friends. So look at that. Your own friends and your own family members, certain people never expected you to be the success. And you've proven those people wrong. Because moving with a pure heart always wins. And maybe people used to take advantage of the fact that you were a kind-hearted person. But you are overcoming. A lot of people never expected you to be in whatever career field you're in. That's the biggest shock. So a lot of people could be gossiping about it right now. For example, if you are someone who is in the public eye, you could be a nurse practitioner, you could be an artist, you could be an interior designer, but there's just something that no one ever expected that to be you for your career. And more than that, they never expected you to be super successful at it. You could also be something to do with the athletic industry. Notice how she's almost in meditation with yoga there. So you could do yoga. You could be a yoga teacher, instructor. You could have your own studio. For others of you, you could be a healer. Many people never expected that to be you. But if you look back, it's like all the signs were always there. Maybe you're someone who's always been naturally talented or gifted at something in particular. You could have always been a seer, and maybe people only close to you knew this. This could be something that was passed on generation to generation. Wow, 3 of Pentacles, that's the siblings card. So for a lot of you, for example, if you do resonate with being a healer or some career in specific, you were the one out of your family lineage that was chosen to do so. So this could be something that a great-grandmother or someone many generations ago passed on to you, but it didn't get passed on to everyone in your family. Certain gifts or abilities that you have. Maybe this was something you didn't really know about until you got older, more wiser, more mature to figure out your gifts. Like if you're a seer, right, when you're younger, you don't really have any clue about that, okay? And it could have manifested in the way of you always having prophetic dreams, dreams that came to pass. Yeah, you definitely have an ancestor that protects over you. This could be someone who is also a guardian angel to you because this person had the same gifts and abilities that you did. So this is why you're a legend, because people never expect to be you. Some of you could have the mediumship ability. People never expected it to be you. But if you look back, it's like there could have always been signs, right? So for example, if you do practice mediumship or a seer, or clairvoyance in any type of way, if you ask your parental figures, there was many signs leading up to it. Some of you may even have a parent that's fully supportive that knows you've always had these gifts. It could be a Virgo with the Hermit, or it could be an Aries, Leo, Sag. But yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this was a gift that was passed on either on your mother or father's side. And it's always been in your family lineage. 10 of Swords in reverse. So you have a lot of people that support you in your endeavors. You may not realize this because it may come across as like more of a jealousy or envy or monitoring spirit, but there's just people that are just shocked that it's you making the waves in a different type of way. So King of Wands, really beautiful energy. You have a lot of spiritual protection. You are very well loved and respected in the spiritual realm. And with this Ace of Wands, something about your third eye being activated. You could have also lived half of your life without activating it. For example, when you really come into your gifts, you can ask most healers or readers, but most of the time, a common misconception that people have is that, first of all, that they want to just naturally pick up all the energy. Like, it can be expressed in very different ways. You can feel an overwhelming amount of energy in a room. So growing up, you could be someone who was extremely shy. And this is because you were able to pick up on energy, but might not have totally understood it. You know what I'm saying? So just know, as you've grown older, more the wiser, more comfortable with knowing your gifts. So Ace of Wands, this could also be some type of creative music talent, or like I said, it could even be some type of design theory. So you could be an interior designer, you could be an artist, you could be an architect, a photographer, anything that uses different creative outlets like that. So let me go ahead and pull some cards. These are mixed over there. Ooh. So let me pull one for They Never Expected It to Be You. Wow. Okay, this one flipped over. I'm going to take that too. So 5 of Cups. You could also be someone who's very multi-talented. People never expected that, because if you were the type of individual who really held back your gifts from others, people never expected that. They could have started to emerge when you became an adult. So Page energy here and 5 of Cups. You could be either a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And there's Aquarius energy as well here. And the Chariot is more Cancer energy. But yeah, a lot of people might not have realized as well how intuitive or connected to nature you are. So you could be someone who knows a lot about the earth, a lot about history, a lot about how the human mind works. You could be someone who's very much so keeps to yourself, but you're very well studied, and not necessarily in the way of degrees, but self-study. So you really pay attention to people, to life, to history, to the economy, to the ocean. And that in itself may be something as well people didn't realize about you. You could know a lot about the pyramids, mummies, stuff like that. But yeah, you are a legend. Let me pull one for that. So They Never Expected to Be You as well. Just the way you've turned into such a open-minded, very free-spirited person. Maybe people did not expect that out of you based on the way that you had an upbringing. So look at that. Beautiful. A lot of people are realizing in the past you felt like you couldn't reveal your true self. So if you are someone who's incredibly spiritual, incredibly connected to nature, people are starting to realize that that was always a part of you, but you didn't feel comfortable expressing that side of you with them. And it says a lot about relationships. It could be as well that a lot of old friends or family members of yours are kind of just at a loss for words, because they're realizing now they never made you feel comfortable enough to be who you truly are. And maybe there's something within you that's changed in your life. This guardian angel is the one who's pushing you to live in your truth as well, and to kind of let go of what others think. Now notice there's a crow there. That's a lot of spiritual protection. Spiritual protection, spiritual protection. So you have many guardian angels, but there's one in specific who really stands out as a spirit guide for you. This could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, feminine, whether you knew this person or not. This person definitely could have lived many, many years ago, even before you were born for some of you. But this could be your main spirit guide. And with this Ace of Swords there, it's like this person is really telling you just to be your authentic self, to let go of the opinions of others, and to stand in your true nature. Be aware right now, though, as this spirit guide could be trying to communicate to you that there are people from your past who do not want you to follow your passions or to be your true authentic self. So to be more wary or cautious, because moving with a pure heart always wins in the end, but sometimes moving with a pure heart can allow others to think that we are naive. Also, too, if you claim to be intuitive, people will try the hardest to test you and your intuition. And like a common misconception people have is that just because if you are intuitive, you know everything about them. Like there's certain things that you may not want to pick up on people's energy, right? Especially toxic people around you. And maybe when you were experiencing this initial change, if this is resonating for you, you could have been picking up on a lot of energy that you didn't want to. So they never expect to be you. So people are shocked. You are incredibly passionate. You have a lot of things about you that people didn't realize. And it makes them act out of spite or extremely vindictive. 10 of coins in reverse. People never expected it to be you to be more successful as well. So 10 of coins, you could have people in your family or around you that purposely try to hold you back from blessings. But you will always be that Queen of Pentacles. So 2 of Wands. Also, too, if you're coming into some sort of success, someone could be trying to block that from you. But nothing can be blocked, which God provides for us. So the Empress, you will continue to shine. You will continue to be blessed. And most importantly, there's something to do with you having a Queen of Swords around you as your spirit guide. So the Empress, 9 of Cups. You could also be an air sign yourself, air sign feminine, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Beautiful. So the Empress and 9 of Cups, you're working towards your wish fulfillment. And yeah, these people never expected it to be you that wasn't afraid to be your authentic self. You know, sometimes that can awaken people around you to realize that they're not living in their true authenticity. So it could be a karmic coworker of yours that's extremely jealous of you. Maybe you are shining bright at this moment in time, or you have chosen to really just like take life for what it is. Yeah, look at that. It says they're secretly envious of you. You could be a divine masculine, or for others of you, you're meeting a divine masculine. But your life is being upgraded. And so people never expected it to be you, to be so authentic, to be so free-spirited, and most importantly, to be so successful. People never expected you to be this blessed. You know, this is the thing too. When people fall for the snare of the pestilence, okay? So acting karmic out of spite, they will continue to watch you get more blessings. And people don't expect that. So 10 of Swords is in reverse. Know that everything is being returned to sender. Any negative wishes upon you or any negative actions that others try to uphold onto you, it says desperate to hold you back any way they can, it's automatically being returned to sender because your energy is too pure. You have such a pure heart. And there is someone who wants to help you. I feel as though this is your spirit guide sending in someone into your actual life to help you to reach a next success in your life. This could be in the way of an investor or you having someone to help you. Or having someone who just believes in you, someone to listen. So write a novel. Your story should be heard. A lot of you need to know that some type of experiences you've been through, you could actually really help others overcome. And most importantly, that this will put you into a place of peace, being able to be more expressive as to what you've been through. So karmic coworker could be people from your past. A group of old friends you used to work with or people you used to be friends with that you no longer are in communication with. Some of you could have moved away. You could have started a new career, a new job, and there could be people from your past that are observing you, watching you overcome some type of difficulties you went through, or just seeing how much progress you've really made in your own life. Sometimes people are in awe to see how much someone can transform, right? It's like when you know someone in high school and then all of a sudden they be like a creator of something or like an inventor of sorts or like one of the most successful people, and people are just like, wow, I used to know them. That's the energy it's giving. And for some of you as well, it's your family who's saying this. Like, yeah, so-and-so. Never expected that to be them. I feel like a lot of people around you, though, are constantly comparing the progress they've made in their lives to where you're at in yours, because you're someone who's not afraid to take a chance on yourself. Maybe you had to learn that the hard way. This is one way to look at it as well. I always say, when God gives us a vision or a manifestation, if you don't act on it, someone else is going to get past that dream, that vision, that opportunity. So you are someone to others who really, when you get an idea, you go with that. And you got to keep living in that momentum if that is how you feel, because you are the one who's manifested all these changes. And when people only see the final end result, they don't realize that you were following your intuition, that you were listening to all those little steps you had to take along the way, because a lot of people only see the final results, right? When you achieve the success, not what it took to get there. So you're a legend, okay? You're in legendary status, and this is it. A lot of people just never expected it to be you. Either living in your manifestations, becoming who you are. It could even be down to your appearance, your success. People never expected you to be so authentic as well, because people in the past could feel as though they didn't really even know you, but they knew a version of you before you had fully accepted who you are or your talents, skills, and abilities. Like, y'all, everyone has the ability to become a better version of themselves, but it's up to us to really decide to be. And I feel like a lot of you did that regardless of the judgment of anyone else. Strength. You took the strength to make the changes regardless of anyone else's opinions, and it's paying off and people are noticing. And also, too, a lot of people could have known you when you were a younger version of yourself. You could be someone now who's in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s even. So you've grown, you've matured, you've changed, and you've learned how to trust your own intuition. And that's something a lot of people have the ability but choose not to. They choose to keep themselves stuck. So a lot of people could be watching you make the changes and realizing through you, okay, people keep themselves stuck. You keep yourself stuck. If you choose not to change your life, but sit and huff and puff about how much you want to change every day, you can only hold yourself responsible, right? So, yeah, karmic feminine in your life could be someone who specifically never expected it to be you to be successful or to going through some type of beautiful changes in your life. You are becoming a star, or you are a star, and you don't even necessarily have to be in the public, but you're a rising star to people around you. They see that you're so full of life and so full of the successful decisions you made to change yourself. So text message, DM, there may be people from your past or someone in specific who wants to reach out to you. And whoever this karmic feminine is from your past, whether it is a karmic co-worker, for a lot of you it's going to be, okay? They don't like the amount of attention you receive. So you definitely could be in the public eye. And if that's the case, this person is watching all the positive decisions, all the chances you took on yourself, all the nights you chose to accept defeat and to get back up and to try again. Because sometimes people just look at like what you've achieved and not how many times you fell down to get to the position you're in. And that's all it comes down to. So applying for your dream job, absolutely beautiful. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people are just noticing that you are tapping into your hidden talents and you're not afraid to stand out and be who you want to be regardless of anyone else's opinion. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to lead you to your success. When you are older and your life has mostly passed you by, are all the opinions of randoms going to matter? Absolutely not. But if you don't take a chance now on yourself, regardless of the opinions of what others think, you're going to look back one day and regret not starting that podcast, not creating that small business, not starting that clothing line, not putting that music out. It's only going to be you to blame. So I feel like a lot of people are just noticing that you've really chosen to wake up to that. So applying for your dream job, maybe some of you recently applied for your dream job and you got accepted. And people are like, wow, what a legend. Like you could have just received a very successful contract, or you could be on your way to doing so. And final message is just remember that you are highly favored, because you chose to listen to Holy Spirit. Because you chose to listen to your intuition, you chose to listen to Holy Spirit, and you chose to listen to whoever the spirit guide is that you have, your guardian angel. So keep going right now, because you do have many people who are feeling incredibly inspired by you, and you're about to have many reasons to smile. And this is the thing, you are a spiritual teacher in this lifetime, because you're someone who purposely lives in your life path. You choose to be your authentic self, whether people like it or not. And so be proud of who you are. Say it today. Absolutely beautiful. You are a loving, kind-hearted person who deserves this recognition that you're receiving. And if you felt as though in the past anyone was trying to stagnate your growth, just know this time things will be extremely different as you are tapping into your hidden talents. This karmic co-worker cannot stop your momentum and your success. And most importantly, this person will continue to watch you prosper, because you've made it through a very difficult chapter, and you're going to have many reasons to smile. But for a lot of you, this is a karmic feminine around you, okay? So be aware of this energy. This person is extremely unhinged, extremely jealous of who you've become, because they never expected it to be you who is so highly favored, who's so emotionally balanced, and who continues to shine bright. So thanks for watching. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe, and God bless you. This is a new chapter, one for you to be proud of, and most importantly, one for you to see all the work that you put in thus far lead you to success. God bless.